Okay, so I was going to do this as a live stream, and because I figured maybe it'd be easier, I won't have to fix the audio or anything, but then I don't know, I can't figure out how I'm doing anything right now. Okay, so today's complaints are I was having a bad day anyways. They're all bad days now. What is this? This is like from the hanger. It's really hot today. I live in Massachusetts. I live on the South Coast. When they do the weather, they always say it's supposed to be cooler on the coast because you're supposed to get a sea breeze. We did when I was a kid. We don't get them anymore. They must have built something that blocks the sea breeze between here and the beach, which is only, a mile that way. So it's been hot. It was hot yesterday as well. This is why I wasn't able to do the yard sale like I wanted. But I had put, one of those Rolly air conditioners. I had put it on eBay because it doesn't really make sense here because we have big rooms and it's we don't have doors in between the rooms, and it's old house, whatever. So I thought you'd be able to move it between rooms, but that's the only plug-in it will fit because the way the plug-in is configured with where the sockets are and everything. So last year I just decided that in terms of cooling off the whole house, we're better off with window fans, So I didn't use it last year at all, and then I was like, I might as well just sell it because I need the money. So I had it for local pickup auction that was supposed to end around 4 o'clock this afternoon, right? So 3:30 I check eBay. There's no bids. I'm like, okay, whatever, right? I feel bad. I've been hot all day. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to lose my storage, but I don't have a lot of choice in the matter because nothing's working out for me. I've said that already. So then I decided, okay, in trying to figure out everything, get everything sorted in my head, let me just call the storage people one more time, make sure what, my last day is, because I don't know, is it the 10th, is it the 11th? I wasn't sure. So I call the guy, right? At that time, it was like I said, it's like quarter 4. I called him, I asked him, I said, oh, I called before, I know that my stuff is really late. I just want to make sure what my last day is to pay it before they put it on auction, because I want to know, is it that day? Do I have the right date? Is it, can I pay on that day, or is that the day it's too late already, right? I just want to be clear. That's all I want. So I call and ask, and then he starts telling me, well, this is your 32nd day and it's your 36th day. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that, but I mean, I just wanted to make sure the date, I want to make sure. And he's like, well, we can't really say because blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what? So I didn't say what, but I was like, I just wanted to be, I don't want to, I said, I'm trying to sell things, I'm trying to do things, I just want to know how much time I have. So I just want to know, I'm just trying to get clear on the date. Well, this is your 32nd day, and you have until your 36th day. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I don't understand. What, why can't you tell me the date? And he's like, well, yeah, well, if you want to know anything else about the auction process, it's in your lease agreement or something. And I'm just sitting, but now he's saying it like he's angry at me. And I've said about being an empath before. Like I said, I know a lot of people say that. I've been saying that I felt like I was an empath. I've been saying it to myself for a long time before it became a popular thing. Going 15 years back, 10, 15 years back, when I switched over from hearing about highly sensitive people to being an empath. It's not that you're a wonderful person. I am not a wonderful person. It's just you pick up on other people's energies, right? If you go into a room and there's a bunch of nervous people, you're going to feel nervous. Or somebody's having a bad day or whatever. the idea is if you're an empath, you can pick up on stuff like that. So that's why some of us, we don't do good in malls. We don't do good in places where there's a lot of activity, because we need to just go to bed and lay down after because it's too much. Okay, but you can pick up on things. You can pick up on psychic attacks or whatever. So I've gotten worse with being able to pick up on these psychic attacks through the last couple years. Okay, so when this guy says, well, you can just look it up on your auction, I just, not only is he sound angry, and I feel it, like, right? I'm also baffled about why this is privileged information. I've been going through this with people, like I said, since my mom died especially. But so it's not really about the pandemic, but the pandemic overlapped all this stuff, and there's been so many things where I just call to get a piece of information, and people will not give me that information, and it's information that is mine, or that I need to figure out something, or it's just as simple as checking a date, right? Not only is he not telling me, he's acting like pissed. And I was like, I got so upset. I hung up. I started hysterical crying because I'm like, it felt like something. And I already felt bad enough. I'm already having a really hard time. Right? So I'm really upset, hysterical crying, all this other shit, right? Then I go and look on my emails. Somebody at the last minute buys the, put a bid on the air conditioner. So now I'm getting flustered because there's all this shit going on, and I'm like, okay, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? Because again, it's supposed to be local pickup. I'm like, if they want to hurry up and pick it up, I don't have all the crap together because it was hot all day, and you know, I kept checking and nobody did anything. So then I'm like, wait a minute. I was thinking about the fees that eBay charges and stuff, and I only had $1.79 in the bank, and I'm like, it's a $2 fee. What if they take it out before the money goes in and then I get overdrawn? Let me run to the bank and put a couple bucks in there, so in case they take the fee out, that doesn't happen. So I decide to do that, but I'm like, well, at least you know, I'm going up there. Well, I'm like, well, at least now I'm like more than half the way there, the amount of money I need for the storage, so it's a couple more days. If somebody else buys something, because I was thinking of taking the this other thing that I had to the pawn shop, that because I asked them the other day when I went there if they take whatchamacallit. Anyway, this is the story. So I put the money in the bank. I'm waiting for the bus to come back, and I said to myself, and I started to have a bad thought, and I'm like, oh no, what if it's like last year? Because as bad as I dealt with the guy, and I was all upset, my emotions were all over the place, and I'm running around, and it's freaking hot, and I'm trying to hurry up and, you know, before I get to the bank and come and run back and do all this stuff. And I'm like, you're knocking yourself out. You can knock yourself out in the heat to do this thing. Hurry up and try to get the thing ready at home in case they want to take it today or something. And then I said to myself, oh God, what if it's like last time? Because last year, a few years ago, I bought a leaf blower. Because we have a big yard, you know, and there's our own tree, but there's a really big tree from the neighbor's yard, and forever, all the leaves fly all at once, right around Thanksgiving, they all fall in the yard. So one year I bought a leaf blower, thinking, oh, I'll use it. I go try to use it. It's too heavy for me. And I was like, I was better off with a rake, right? So I still have it. I used it the one time. And last year, probably almost a year ago, I did the same thing. I put it on eBay. A local pickup only, because these things are freaking heavy. If I was to ship them to somebody, whatever, they'd be better off buying this thing brand new, the thing wherever they live, right? So I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to knock myself out trying to ship something that's £1 million. Again, I don't have a car. That's why everything I do is complicated and stupid, because I live in a place where you really need one. Okay, so I start thinking, what if it's like last year? Because last year, I had it up for auction. Somebody bids on it. It's all supposed. Now I'm waiting payment. What happens? The person neglects to see that it said local pickup only. They lived in like Texas or something. And I'm like, And I was pissed. I was like, there should be something besides the person making a mistake. So the eBay understands local pickup should have to be within a certain area of the person's, you know, there should be some kind of computer thing that says a person in Texas cannot order some local pickup thing from Massachusetts, right? And so today I'm coming home on the bus thinking about that, and I'm like, I really need this money. Please don't let that be the situation. You know what I mean? I really, if I get home and I'm gonna look and stuff, I come home, I'm hot, I'm flustered, I'm running around. I'm trying to find, I don't know why it's so hard for me to click around eBay and find information there either. So I'm clicking, trying to, the person hasn't paid yet, fine, whatever. Trying to find, see if their address is listed. Doesn't it say California? And I'm like, you know, the emotional roller coaster I went on when I already was having a bad time. The guy with the psychic attack on me just because I wanted to make sure of the last day I had to pay my storage. Then thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to be saved because if I get this and then I take the weed whacker, not the weed whacker, the leaf blower down to the pawn shop, which I'll have to take it like on a hand cart. If I do that, and that's why I didn't do it today because it's too hot, then maybe put together, that'll be enough money for me to pay the storage. I won't have to have this bad situation. So I was already feeling like crap. Why am I in this world with these people? I hate people so much, because that's what I was crying about the whole time after I got on the phone with that guy, because I do. This is why I hate people, because no matter what happens, all of my interactions with people, if I look back over my life, I hate to say it, they were bad. I used to tell myself lies about friends and shit like that, and, you know, I haven't had a friend in this life. I thought I did. I mean, I was around people. I hung around with people. We did things and stuff like that. But upon further review, years later, I realized, wait a minute. She wasn't my friend. He wasn't my friend. Wait a minute. He didn't like me. You know what I mean? You just evaluate everything after a while, and you're like, no, everything's been bad. They've all been bad. And in the last year or so, when I was really in a vulnerable position, the snakes came, the vultures came, every horrible thing you could think of came. And I was like, if the universe was going to protect me at one point, it needed to be right then and there. And that's exactly when they struck. And everything I went through. So I was just, that's why through this whole pandemic, and everybody's wondering, all these stupid celebrities, and they have all this money, they're so sad because they have to be in their mansion. And all the crap I've been going through, just trying to survive, being completely isolated, not knowing what was going to happen next, in a house I can't handle, bills I couldn't pay, cash and pennies, cash and bottles, doing whatever I could to be able to afford toilet paper, doing all this stuff that I had to do to survive every single time, just to go through more shit with people, knowing that if I won $11 million tomorrow or $11 billion tomorrow, I can't imagine for myself a scenario where I'm going to find people who are not going to be the same people that I've dealt with the whole rest of my life. I'm too old, and I've known enough people to know that they come around in cycles. People are all the same. I pick up a phone and call some random place I never called before, I'm going to get the same shit. Do I call with that attitude? No. I'm always trying to meditate on my navel and listen to meditation, what Hertz beats or whatever the hell it is. You know, I'm always trying to fix myself and say it's my bad attitude, or it's because I think that, so I attract the shit. I didn't attract this shit today. This is people being ass all the time. Okay? The thing with the storage, why can't he answer my question? What I went through last year when my mom died, I was trying to get information for myself. I couldn't do it. They wouldn't let me have information. And again, these are basic questions. These are not, what should I do with my life? This is like, what is the date? How many days? You know, what's the term limit? Questions like that you try to ask people. They won't give you these answers. And everything that happened, like I said, I was over here. I was already upset. I was over here just hysterical crying. So, you know what happened in the middle of all that? Me running around? Somebody knocks on the door. Nobody, when I was crying after the guy, somebody knocks on the door. Nobody has knocked on this door for like, I don't know, over a year. like hysterical crying. I gotta find pants, put them on. Oh, hi, how are you doing today? I'm like, not good. And I always say not good because I don't lie to people. He wants to talk to me about my electricity rates. In the middle of all this, being hot, tripping over myself, thinking that I was just trying to cover from hysterical crying. Now thinking maybe I might have a saving grace in the person buying the thing on eBay. But now, like I said, I come back and you know, just being totally flustered, trying to hurry up and run and figure out, oh, I gotta go to the bank, what am I doing? And it's like I already hated people, right? So then I go, like I said, I go come back, I look it up, yeah, she's in California. And I'm just sitting here like, I knew that there was a good chance nobody was going to buy that today. I was trying to figure out what I should do next. I was going to bring, like I said, the leaf blower. I'm trying to take things day by day. I knew today was going to be hot. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do a damn thing because the heat affects me. The cold affects me. The earth is not hospitable to me. The inhabitants suck. I can't handle the climate personally. My body is like a thermometer. It gets all the way hot and all the way cold. Or like you know those things that you, I swear my body is made out of that. It's not just fat. It's like the fat I have is like those things that you can put them in the freezer if you need a cold wrap, or you can put them in the microwave if you need a hot wrap. It's like my fat is that stuff. So if it's really cold outside, I get really cold and I stay cold for a long time. If it's really hot, I have the worst time cooling off because as fat as I am, I don't sweat. I just get sticky. So when the weather affects me, it knocks me down. It makes it very hard for me to do anything, you know. And then, so I mean, I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't really. So I gave myself today, because I knocked myself, I almost passed out in the heat trying to do that stupid yard sale yesterday. Which, like I said, nobody was ever going to come. So, the door's open. I'm trying to circulate the air. So, yeah. I had told myself I was going to rest today. Whatever happens, happens. You know, I was like, I thought it was more than likely that nobody was going to bid on the air conditioner, and it just turns into a total shit show. Because I just wanted to settle my mind and ease my nerves a little bit about thinking about the storage. I just wanted to get an exact date, the 10th or the 11th. Should be easy, right? Pick up the phone, ding, ding, ding. Hi, blah, 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 blah. Should be easy. No, it's never easy. Never easy. Nothing in my life is easy. When I got to ask people a question, never. Okay? I'd like to say it's the last couple years, but I've already told you guys about me not being able to find work and stuff. When I came home all those years ago, and I had the last job I had in Manhattan, I quit before I got a new job. I explained all that in another video. Anyway, so I didn't find a new job fast enough for me to be able to stay there because it's expensive, but even still. So I had to come home. That's why I came home. I came home, immediately started looking for a job and stuff like that. But then there was this thing. And my mom's like, oh, there's these classes you can take to get a certificate to do some kind of thing. And I was like, well, I don't really think that's meant for me, but I'll go see, right? So it was only a block away over there. So I go over there one day and I asked the lady, I go up to the front desk, I'm like, if it's for poor people or whatever, I probably made too much money last year. So I go up to the front desk and I said, oh, my mom was telling me about this program and stuff like that. I was just wondering what the income limit is. You know, I was thinking about applying for it, but I just want to know what the income limit is. Because if there's, you know, if I made too much last year, there's no point. Okay, well, what you do is you fill out the forms and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I understand, but I just wanted to know what the income limit is. Because there's no point in me, you know, wasting my time if I already know that. Do you know what I mean? Oh, well, blah, 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 and, you know, let me get you the forms and blah. They wouldn't tell me the income limit. And I'm like, fine, whatever. I just took the papers, I filled them out, I gave it back. I'm like, whatever. So then I had a hard time finding a job. And then I started hoping, well, maybe that thing will come through, right? So 2 months later, they tell me, I get a letter, oh, you made too much last year. You were over the income limit. Instead of me walking a block over from my house, walking up to the lady, asking her a 5-minute question, her giving me a ballpark number, $2,000 to $20,000, $30,000, whatever. She can't do that. This shit, that was 20 years ago. This shit's been going on for that long with me. It seemed like the whole world changed the minute I came home, where everything was going to be like that. I don't know why. This whole past year, we're trying to figure out things, trying to figure out what to do, trying to see, having the horrible lawyer who was not telling me what was going on, to trying to get away from him, trying to see if there was other things, all the shit I had to go through. In the end, everybody I went to for help made things worse. I wouldn't even be in this storage situation if somebody hadn't helped me. And they didn't mean anything. They were trying to help me. But by them helping me, it put me in a situation that I couldn't help myself out of later on. They helped me bring some stuff I couldn't have taken by myself on the bus that was too heavy. So now there's a bunch of heavy stuff in there that I can't get out by myself. You know, and I had asked someone, a relative, to help me back in November to just get all that stuff back out. So that, I mean, yeah, it would have been a waste of time all this time to have it in there, but at least I wouldn't have to keep paying it, because it went up twice since I put the fee went up twice since I put it in there. And instead of her helping me just get the stuff, she didn't have to, I didn't have to sit in her car and breathe on her if she was worried about COVID or whatever. I just don't have a car on my own. I couldn't pick up this heavy stuff and take it in the bus. It would just been like in her trunk. A couple trips maybe, or if she wanted to do it without me, like I would go fill her car, she'd drive, I'd take the bus home if she didn't want me breathing on her. And then something very simple. Instead, she said, no, I'll just give you money. So she gave me money to pay for a couple months, which is not what I wanted to do, because I knew at some point I could end up in the same situation again. So instead of just helping me bring these, 5 or 6 things that are too heavy for me to carry, that you need a car for, not a big car, you just need a car. So see, so I get so angry when I hear about, oh, if you need somebody, just ask for help, and don't be too proud to ask for help, and if you have mental health crisis, just ask for help. Didn't tell you about the priest a couple weeks ago, did I? Maybe I did. I don't know. I told you about the lifeline where they let you talk and then go, okay, well, you only have a minute left. I don't want to hear about help. Me and humans do not get along. I don't know why I still live here on this planet. It's not hospitable to me. My body cannot handle the climate. My brain and my faculties cannot handle normal human life. Okay? I'm not looking forward to anything. I'm not imagining a great future for myself. I can't, as hard as I try, anymore. As bad as things were last year, things weren't as, I wasn't stuck in as much of a corner as I became as time went on, as the lockdowns went on, as they extended the situation with my mom's estate. And the whole time, I kept trying to come up with something and finding out I was wrong. Or I would have information and the people gave me the wrong information. Or somebody screwed me over. Or something else. And this whole way, all I wish is that I had never listened to anybody in the first place. I had never spoken to anybody. I had never gone to a lawyer. I had never asked for help. I had never asked for help getting away from, because everything made everything else worse. Okay? And today, all this shit happened. I've been at the end of my rope so much. I'm at the end of one of the strands of the rope. And it's not, the financial part of the rope, it's gone past that to the mental and emotional part of my rope. I was not crazy before. I'm not crazy now. But I'm starting to feel the same way I did before I left New York, before I quit that last job, thinking the men in white coats going to come get me because something's going to make me snap, and that's going to be it. Because how much more can I take? Because I've been trying so hard to hang in there. But in the middle of all this, trying to figure out what I can and can't do, you call Verizon, you call the storage place, you call these people, and they won't answer you. You know why they won't answer you? They don't need the money. They probably got loans. They probably got stuff like that. But my theory is that they are purposely being vague to keep people afraid. Forget all the shit we hear about mental health problems because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown. They are being vague on purpose to try to trick people into paying when they have no intention of shutting them off or whatever stupid thing. Now, the storage is a different situation because I really believe they'll get rid of it immediately because a lot of people are moving. A lot of people are ending up homeless. A lot of people need to put their stuff somewhere. You know, whereas when I moved in there, it was almost empty because it was brand new. But the thing is that they're being sketchy on purpose because they want to trick people into being afraid enough to pay when it's not really necessary yet. So they don't want to give people dates. They don't want to tell them when. You know? And those of us who are in a really bad situation, just trying to finagle, trying to understand. Because at this point, I'm realizing I could have paid my storage ahead and not paid like the electric bill and stuff like that. Because I didn't realize how long I had been paying it all along. Because to me, I needed the electric and the heat as long as I could. You know, and they left me hanging. They don't call you and tell you if you're going to get fuel assistance. You have to wonder for months. You know, so it's just like, it more than anything, the level of uncertainty wasn't just about, oh, are they going to open everything back up again? Are we going to be able to go to the restaurants again? Are we going to be able to go to the movies again? No, that's not what the uncertainty was about. It's life and death shit. It's home or homeless shit. Am I going to be able to survive? Do I have to figure out a way to be somewhere else? I guess, I suppose. I have to guess because nobody is going to give me any information. I just have to leap. I can't look. I can't know if I'm leaping off a cliff, if I'm going into a vat of acid. I just got to close my eyes and leap and hope it works out. Because you cannot make a phone call and get one yes or no answer, one date, one exact piece of information. Because they want some of us to live like this. They want to play their games. They know how bad people are suffering, but they figure, well, I don't know if they're all telling themselves, oh no, people have all this stimulus money, and that's driving me crazy too. I should do a whole nother thing on that because this is already too long. Obviously, I'm not going to fix the audio. I don't know why anybody would be listening to this. At this point, maybe it's going to be evidence. You know what I mean? Maybe it's going to be evidence, me putting this shit up, because I have no idea. I have no idea where I'm going to be, I don't have any idea. But the way that my emotions and mind went up and down in the span of 2 hours on a day when I told myself to stay and rest, because I had the audacity to call the storage place and ask them a question, and I had the audacity to put something on eBay and said local pickup only, because I did things that were perfectly normal and right, and everybody else does things that don't make any sense. I'm the one who ends up losing my mind, because I'm trying to make things make sense, right? I'm trying to make sense still, because my mind still functions. So far, I'm still trying to make sense in a world. This isn't even helter-skelter. You know, Charles Manson, I would love to know, I'd like to contact him in the great beyond and know if he can watch this, if he's seeing it, what he thinks. He missed the whole freaking thing. It's beyond helter-skelter. It doesn't make any sense. And there's the outside world, and then there's my own personal, inside, personal business that is like a reflection of all the shit show going on out there in the world. I can't go along with stupidity. I can't follow the crowd. I have to understand what I'm doing. I have to have some basis in reality. I have to know where I'm putting my foot down. Do you know why I'm saying that? A couple weeks ago, I watched that cartoon with Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, and where he puts his foot and he's just supposed to, I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not a magical elf person. I can't do that. I think that's what we're supposed to do right now. But my life experience tells me it will be a vat of acid. It'll be a pool of piranhas that I take a leap into with my faith. That's what 47 years of life on this earth, starting off as a Pollyanna, believing in everything, thinking I'm gonna, you know, have a great life as long as I try hard and believe and stick-to-itiveness and, you know, too much experience trying to make it through the day, and then every horrible thing, all the crap I feel gets, what do I want to say? I can't see, this is how my brain gets stuck. I can't, it's not refurbished, it's not reiterated, double down on, you know what I mean? There's a word for it. Gets something, you know, gets strengthened. All my bad feelings and every horrible thing I think there's a word. You guys will know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know who you guys are. 'Cause anybody who's crazy enough to keep watching this, I don't even know why. But this is why I hate people today. It's a culmination of hating people. And this is why I don't want to wake up tomorrow. I will. Unfortunately, I mean, I would love to just not wake up. I'm not jumping off a cliff. I'm not doing anything. I explained why before. But man, I really do not want another day on this earth with these people. And that means all the people. And I'm sorry. I don't know you, and I'm talking to you because you're not anybody. You're just me. I'm looking at myself. But I can't envision one stinking fantastical version of human life that will make any of this shit worth it. Okay? Any kind of chance of something great or something that will make me say, okay, I do want to be tomorrow. No, there isn't one. I know I'm here to suffer like a lot of us are. I don't know why. I don't know why the people who want to live die of diseases, and those of us who want off this planet gotta keep hanging. I don't know. But it continues on, and I go through this shit. And today is another example. All I meant to do was rest. Find out. It occurred to me in the moment to find out one piece of information, and that started a chain of events that all took place in like 10 minutes. And then I left, and in an hour or so, everything went topsy-turvy. And I realized I still have not... Yeah, technically, this person from California could have moved here yesterday and wanted... and that's why her address is California. There could be some good reason, and I could be totally full of shit right now, but more likelihood is that this person's not going to get back to me. It's going to remain sold. I will not be able to relist it and get the money that I need, because I'll be waiting for this person to get back to me on whether they really live anywhere around here where they could pick this up, or whether they live in California and they're going to ask me to cancel the sale like 3 days from now. I hate people for a reason. No offense, I don't know you. But a lifetime of experience tells me that there's a 99.9% chance you suck too. Do I suck? I'm sure I do. I'm a human too. I try not to. I try to tell the truth. I honestly, if I had a job where I worked at Verizon, this is why I don't have a job, I guess. I wouldn't I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to like the collection agency people, the people who call you on the phone. I'm like, I think I'd walk into the ocean before I took that job. I would not want to make anybody's life shitty. I would not want to make somebody kill themselves over a bill or bad credit or whatever. I'm not a wonderful person. I'm not saying I'm a wonderful person. I just personally, inside myself, would not want to do that to anybody. I know everybody has their reasons and everybody's trying to survive. I get that. But again, I'm saying surviving isn't enough. It's not enough. I've been surviving pretty much my whole life. I don't know that I was ever living. I know when I was younger, I thought my life was going to get better. It didn't suck. I wasn't being abused. I didn't have a bad life. But when I was young, the idea was to make myself have a good life, to do things in order to improve my situation. There's nothing I can. I've literally been trying for a few years before my mom died, before the pandemic. Been trying to come up with some fantasy life. I haven't been able to do it because I just lived too long. I lived too long to continue to be the hero. Okay? If I ever was. So who am I now? I know.